guys? Just wanted to hop on here and give my King of the Table 5 predictions. A lot of people have been doing the prediction videos. I thought you guys might be interested in what I think. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. I'm also going to call someone out, so make sure you watch the whole video. The first match I'd like to talk about would be Irakli versus Lachlan. I'm a huge fan of both Irakli and Lachlan, so I don't really have a favorite as far as my personal favorites. However, I do think that Irakli has proven to be a little bit too much. In my opinion, Lachlan is somebody who is maybe just one notch under someone like Marcio Barbosa, and Irakli proved that he's at least one notch above Marcio Barbosa. Of course, styles make matches, and I also think that stylistically, Irakli should be the favorite here. So not only strength-wise, but style-wise, I think Irakli is a huge favorite. I would pick Irakli 6-0. However, I'm hoping that Lachlan can make it a little bit more of a match and surprise us all. The next match, obviously, we have Callout versus Schoolboy. Now, Callout versus Schoolboy is an interesting match. We have Callout, who is someone who does not train for arm wrestling, is not an arm wrestler, just a genetic freak, against Schoolboy, who is a young 22-year-old up-and-comer. Everyone knows who he is. When I say up-and-comer, I mean someone who is working towards that elite status. I don't know how serious Schoolboy has been taking his training since he's in Russia without his brother. I hope that he's been keeping up with the training, but we'll find out, right? So I would personally have Schoolboy as a heavy favorite here. I'm going to pick Schoolboy 6-0 over Callout. Now, I won't be surprised if Callout wins either. I don't think that there's anything that can happen in this match that would be extremely surprising to me, unless one of them is just... I'll take that back. Unless Callout is just extremely, extremely dominant. Sorry, the camera's all over the place. I know. I'm just here at the back of my shop here, and I don't have a tripod, but I just wanted to make some content for you guys. The third match, we're going to skip over the Bo and Callout thing. I can touch on that in a separate video if you guys want me to. But the third actual match is going to be David Dadikyan versus Artem Morozov. Both of these guys are studs. It's a left-hand best of 6, of course. Both the guys are studs. David Dadikyan, 24. Artem Morozov, also 24, same age as myself. And wow, they're monsters. I'm going to have to say that Artem Morozov is a heavy favorite. Artem is the bigger athlete. He is the stronger athlete. He has more options. David Dadikyan does have a chance if he's able to set the hook and if he's able to contain Morozov's pronator, in my opinion. If Morozov can hook with his pronator, or, of course, if he can go outside, Dadikyan is in a lot of trouble. If Morozov tests Dadikyan arm to arm without his pronator, I think that Dadikyan can win. I am going to give it 5-1 to Artem Morozov. I wouldn't be too surprised if Dadikyan got maybe 2 rounds. I would be extremely surprised if Dadikyan won. The final match, of course, Dave Chafee versus Vitaly Laletin. Now, Vitaly is a really interesting guy, right? We saw him do really well against Levon. Arguably, he gave Levon the best match out of anyone ever. And recently, we have seen a little bit of a decline. Of course, his last super match was against Krasimir Kostadinov. He beat Krasimir 6-0. But then he entered a tournament. He lost to Dmitry Salayev. Then just this past weekend, he entered a tournament and he took 3rd place. He beat Dmitry Salayev, but then he lost to Ferret from Turkey and Zauer from Russia. So, could it have been an endurance thing? Could it have been Dmitry and Vitaly wore each other down? Yeah, quite possibly it could have been, but it's impossible to know what level he's at because we don't know what level any of those guys are at, being that Russia can't really compete with the rest of the world right now. So Dave Chafee, on the other hand, again, very interesting guy, someone who has wins on everyone. Most people have him as probably the second strongest arm wrestler in arm wrestling right now, of course, behind Levon. He's also lost his last couple matches. He lost to Gennady 3-2, and he lost to Artem Morozov 3-2. When he lost those matches, he was up 2-0 and lost the final 3 matches. His endurance has been in question. He was able to beat Alex Krejci 6-0, though. And I mentioned that last because that kind of ties into my prediction with Vitaly. If you look at Dave's last 2 losses, he lost when they started to force him into the hook. He was able to beat it once, and then after that, he didn't have the gas to continue to beat it. When they tried to top roll, match his top roll, they failed, and Dave was able to control the match. Now, when you're someone who's very tall with a long arm, you have a very big advantage typically when it comes to top rolling. However, that doesn't seem to be the case against Dave Chafee when we look at Alex Krejci. Alex Krejci tried top rolling him. Dave lost his wrist a little. A couple of the rounds drove sideways. It was easy 6-0. I believe that Dave has the opportunity, the style and the strengths to 6-0 this, as long as Vitaly is unable to make Dave work in the hook. If Vitaly makes Dave work outside, it still won't be that big of an issue, I believe. So I'm going to pick Dave Chafee here. I'm going to say 4-2. I wouldn't be surprised if Dave wins 6-0. I would be surprised if Vitaly was able to win 6-0. Like I said, I'm not really going to touch on the Ryan Bowen thing. Not really too interested in that match. I'll cover that if you guys want me to. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my predictions. But also, give me the winner of Schoolboy versus Callout. I want it. Do not be scared. Do not decline the match. Don't tell me, oh, I'm not ready. None of this, okay? Whoever wins, Callout or Schoolboy, this is my official call out. I want you. King of the table, East versus West. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter where. I'll be ready. And I want the match. So let's set it up. Thanks, guys.